Sun, moon, stars,
It's a dark night, 2-0. So, you see the beacon of light through that black hole? Greetings, signs and moons, and of course, I have to welcome back all my stars. Let me go ahead and get into channeling this energy. Now, what I'm picking up is this Ogun energy was partnered with Pan for some sort of distraction. And because this is here together like this, what this is telling me is there's a bride in question and someone wants to know, is the person that they're currently dating in a goon class? And the answer is yes for one person and no for another. And this is because Pan's energy is present in this reading. Now, in regards to this Two of Fire energy, what this is talking about is a kingdom and a queendom. However, the person that is currently viewing this reading is not associated with this kingdom. However, this is associated with a certain era that reigned. Now, because of these two cards associated with the bottom of each stack in my hands, what this is getting to is some sort of competition. However, what I feel to be true in this situation is someone had to fly away. Now, if you feel like this is you may have been holding back in your current environment in order to be able to afford to move, or you held back on someone that you felt owed you. And because of this, in the near future, the Six of Swords energy is going to say that they are the Ogun class. However, I beg to differ. Now, you may have been waiting for an important phone call, and because you were waiting, someone may have took their dear sweet time. Now, what I'm also picking up is there was some sort of conflict of interest regarding your heart space. However, what I'm picking up is you got a choice between a false flame and a soulmate. Now, for one person specifically, this soulmate was of a lower vibration. However, because there's a soul tie associated with this contract, what this is giving me is there was lack of equal give and take. Now, in regards to reciprocity, this person may feel like they overgave. However, because all of these cards are in reverse here, what this is giving me is someone associated with this reading wore a mask. Now, because these are too many cards to interpret in this reading, what is going to happen is I'm going to get these on the table and these here in my hand. However, these here will be interpreted on tier 2. Now, what I know to be true in regards to what's taking place in a certain person's environment, that could be you. However, this could be someone that you confide in. There was some sort of passion ignited in the past after a one-night stand for one person. However, for another, this is talking about you moving from one person to another and not healing from the past energy. Now, because Expania is here in reverse, this is telling me that you weren't fulfilled in this relationship. However, since this Aldemar energy is here, this is telling me that this was a fated situation. However, it's showing up as a repetitive cycle for Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Now, this could apply to any zodiac sun sign. However, what I'm getting is there was some sort of transference of negative energy on someone involved in this reading. And because of this, what I foresee is a bright idea coming to someone associated with the friends group. However, currently, what I know to be true is you are confused. Now, somebody associated with this reading feels like what is being dumped in the ocean is a cowrie shell. However, it's a puka sanikio. These type of shells are associated with the Brazilian Isikino and Haraso, which is Nairobi. Now, if you feel like this man energy is you because you are a celebrity or because you're a starseed, what this is talking about is your reflection. Now, you may have recently looked into the mirror, and when you did, you seen something glimmering. However, what you're not aware of is there's some sort of issue with your socket. Now, for some, this is involving your eye socket, and for others, this is talking about your lights. What I'm also getting for someone involved in this is a nearby relative or a close friend of the family is either going to say that they're going to New York or they're transferring out of some terminal in New York. Now, what I'm also picking up is there was some sort of dishonorable discharge for someone. However, I don't believe that it's associated with this term. However, in the near future, someone that you felt was honorable is going to be proven to be wrong. And this is because some funds that they were expecting is not going to show up. Now, in regards to an underground city that could be associated with New York or some part of Albany in another state, there was some sort of conference that someone needed to attend. However, what I'm getting is a particular school did not want this individual to speak, or because it's in or near Derwin, someone wasn't able to attend. Now, this could have a lot to do with a Satan or an evil. And because of this, the realm of magic is showing up in this reading. However, what I'm also getting is a Sagittarius female may have reneged on an engagement. And this is because they either felt like something was happening or they were doing it. Now, in regards to someone knowing the truth, This could be associated with an Aquarius. However, it doesn't necessarily have to be an Aquarius. But what I'm getting is a child's parent may know of your involvement at a particular school, or they know that you weren't able to attend a conference. And because of this, what I foresee in the coming months is a life path 9 saying that you gave them bad luck, or vice versa. Now, what I'm also getting regarding a Sagittarius female is a heartbreak. However, you may have not known at the time that you were dating this individual that they did some sort of magic in order to be able to get you. And because of this, when something wore off, your interest did as well. Now, if you are a Virgo, what this is getting to is you not eating from a certain person because this individual feels like they could put something in your barbecue sauce. Now, if you are attending some sort of camping event or any type of gathering associated with the barbecue, what this is talking about is something not being well done, or if you were recently at an event, you may have seen something hit the ground. And because of this, in the near future, you're going to opt out of eating at any camping or gathering associated with the family reunion. Now, for a specific person, what I'm getting is someone that you used to date is going to invite you to a family reunion. Now, this family reunion could be associated with a camping trip, and what I'm picking up intuitively is at a certain person's family reunion, there's also a river, and for another, there's going to be a Ferris wheel. Now, if you know that this is you, what this is talking about is a powers that be that is certainly associated with the underworld is definitely going to attend. However, you're not going to know whom this person is. And this is because they have human bodies like us. Now, somebody may have told you that Baphomet did things that was unethical or ritualistic to others when he reigned. However, this is also a lie, just like anything that comes out of this individual's mouth. Now, you certainly know that whoever told you that is known for lying. However, because they feel like you're gullible, they're going to continue to fill your head with what they feel is esoteric science, which is not the case. For those that are interested, part 2 of this reading is going to be on tier 2. Join the membership. Deuces.
What is your name? What is your name? Sergisias Etha.